Hey guys, it's me Sujra over here. Welcome back to another video. So, on this video, I'm going to be talking about the five things you should not do in Vietnam. So, if you're new to my channel, the name of my channel is called as Sujoi in Vietnam. I've been living in Vietnam over here for more than 6 years. I was an English teacher before for over 4 years, and now I run an online business. And I'm also a full time YouTuber. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. So before I continue, I just want to let you know is that I know a lot of you are actually watching my videos, but you're not subscribing. So do me a favor, make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can support my work. And that way, I would really appreciate it. Okay. So I've jotted down some lists, and I'm going to be talking about this from my personal experience because since I've been living out here in Vietnam for so long right now. So I'm going to give you my honest personal points which you should not do here in Vietnam. So let me just have a bit of my morning coffee to get my thinking caps on. Better. Okay. Right. So let's talk about the five things you should not do here in Vietnam. Okay. So firstly, I just want to let you know about a quick overview about Vietnam is that, wherever, Vietnam is a very traditional country. Okay. It is definitely becoming very, very modern. And of course, with a rapid economic growth rate, everything is transforming so fast here in Vietnam. But if you look at the core of the nation, Vietnam is still a very traditional, very family oriented, and country. And of course, you have to respect the customs and the norms. Prior coming to Vietnam, it's not like in the West or like in LA or Cancun or whatever, or or it's not like in Europe because I've lived in both the countries for a substantial amount of time. Uh, if I compare that with Europe, definitely Vietnam is very different because I lived in Europe for 10 years of my life. So it's definitely going to be a bit of cultural shock. So I'm just letting you know, but don't get me wrong, Vietnam is a very beautiful country. It's a beautiful country for travel and tourism if you're coming as a solo traveler or if you're bringing your family members or if you're coming from any other part of the world like in India. If you're coming from India, please visit Vietnam, and but just be mindful of certain things that you should not do here in Vietnam. So the first one would be disrespecting religious sites. So it's not very uncommon when you come to Vietnam. You're going to see a lot of Buddhist temples. Okay, we call that as pagodas. Okay, pagoda. So you'll see a lot of Buddhist temples, and and of course it's a big attraction for foreigners to go and visit these temples. But be very mindful when you're entering these religious sites, or even if you're going to yeah, so if you're going to these religious temples and all that, dress modestly. Please don't wear your tank tops and and g-strings and walk around and go to the temples. Dress modestly. Even the same if you're going to Thailand. I mean, you cannot just enter a Thai temple just like that. You got to dress modestly. And of course, avoid loud conversation. So if you're entering these temples, these Buddhist temples, keep your tone down, keep your voice down. Okay, you should not be loud, and just thinking that, okay, oh, I know everything, and just trying to be loud and disrupting the people in the temple and all that, the monks and all that, because the monks usually here in Vietnam and even in Thailand, they're very silent, they're very peaceful, they're very humble. But if you're disrespecting, as you know, Vietnam is a Buddhist country, just like in Thailand. So make sure not to, do this. All right. So point number two would be the second on the list would be public displays of affection. Okay. Um, and this is what I had mentioned in a couple of my previous videos, that it's not like in Europe, where I used to see that you can do French kissing around in publics and all that back when I had my Russian ex-girlfriends. But you're not supposed to have public affections out here. I mean, it's kind of very uncomfortable for the public over here. Say, for example, you're dating a Vietnamese girl, and you found her on Tinder, or you're just hooking up with her. Don't land up, I mean, it's not advisable for you as an expat to start French kissing her around in the public parks during the daytime, because it kind of is very odd. I've never even seen that also here in Ho Chi Minh City. I think the same is also in Hanoi. It's even a bit more stricter in Hanoi, because that's the capital of Vietnam, cultural capital. So, take that all somewhere else, do it in private, or, just, go to a hotel and do that. I mean, book it for a short time or whatever. But, just holding hands is all right, hugging is all right. But, just don't start French kissing your Vietnamese girlfriend or your partner. Say, for example, you guys are boyfriend and girlfriends coming from overseas. I wouldn't advise you guys doing public affection in the public out here in Vietnam. It's very uncomfortable. People will not like you, and they will stare at you. They'll not give you that pleasant stare. So please avoid that. Okay. Point number three, the list number three is don't be loud and obnoxious. Okay. Now this is something which I want to talk about. It's just that I know you're coming from, you may be coming from Europe, you may be coming from the West, or you're coming from some other part of the world. But here in Vietnamese society, what I've observed in, living here many years, is that the Vietnamese people usually like foreigners who are well mannered, who are not loud and obnoxious, who have a kind of a specific volume to their, when they're talking, or not increasing their volume levels. Okay. When talking, because Vietnamese people don't like that. And if you're going to be at night or evening times, like if you're going to be being loud and obnoxious, or maybe playing some loud music in the public, or just drinking some beers and then trying to be loud and obnoxious and then playing a lot of loud music, that is not acceptable in a Vietnamese society. Vietnamese people don't like that. It's a highly disrespectful. It's like it's the highest level form of disrespect here in Vietnam. People don't like that. Yes, if you want to really do that, go to a nightclub out here in Vietnam, listen to loud EDM music. That's different story. But if you're going to be in public places here in Vietnam, and maybe in Ho Chi Minh or anywhere else in Vietnam, just try to be well mannered, and don't, talk too loudly. Vietnamese people don't like that. I mean, if you're a foreigner thinking, oh, I'm superior, I'm going to talk loudly, like, how much is this? Or just, singing loudly and getting intoxicated in public is a very wrong thing. Vietnamese people don't like that. And I'm afraid there may be laws out here in Vietnam where you could fall into trouble if you're doing public nuisance out here in public here in Vietnam, if you're a foreigner. So I don't know if there are any laws out here in Vietnam or not, but you're supposed to be well mannered. And of course, even in Thailand, which is a very tourist oriented country, they know this, and I have seen YouTube videos of foreigners getting into bad trouble, being loud and obnoxious, or shouting at somebody at the local. I've seen these YouTube clips, like some white dude foreigner shouting at a Vietnamese girl, when she's driving her motorbike or something. People don't like that. Okay, so just remember, this is not Cancun, or this is not Miami and all those kind of things. Okay, so don't be loud and obnoxious. So point number 4 would be disrespecting local customs and traditions. So what do I mean by this? Like most of the times when you are invited in a Vietnamese home, if you are going, always get some gifts. That's a nice gesture of being accepted by a local Vietnamese over here. And don't walk into their homes with your shoes. Okay, always take out your shoes and then walk inside the house. I always do that. This is the same thing. I follow this even in my country. So I come from a traditional country too. Like even in India, okay, when you come inside a home, you're supposed to take off your shoes, right? You can't just walk inside my house with shoes on. Yes, of course, Vietnam culture and India culture are kind of are similar. Besides, we are a Hindu country. But anyway, I'm not talking about India in this video. I'm talking about Vietnam. So yeah, when you walk around and when you go inside the house, make sure to take off your shoes, and also respecting, the Vietnamese elderly people over here. Okay, just imagine, like if you have a Vietnamese girlfriend and she's inviting you to her parents' home, it's very important for you as a foreigner to win her parents' trust. That way, you will be accepted by them, and your Vietnamese girlfriend would really like to take your relationship to the next level with her, possibly marriage or engagement. But if you're disrespecting her parents, or if you're calling her mother by her first name, here in Vietnam, usually you don't call people by their first names. It's not like in the West where you can call your boss by your first name and all that. Of course, the modern trend out here in Vietnam in the corporate environment is that yes, nowadays you can call managers with their first names. This is the modern Vietnamese society. But if you're visiting, your girlfriend's family members and all that, be respectful. Don't say to her mother that, oh, you look like a hottie, or you look like a MILF or something like that. Or, hey, what's up, dad? Or, hey, what, they will not like it. This is not the West. So keep that all, keep that all tucked away. Okay. Tucked inside. Okay. And the last one, the fifth one, which is very important, is don't get political here in Vietnam. So if you're a foreigner, coming out here in Vietnam, my best advice would be to stay off politics, because people are very sensitive, and don't post anything political here on social media, because Facebook is heavily monitored out here, here in Vietnam. And of course, there are cyber laws enforced, strict cyber laws enforced out here in Vietnam. So please don't get political. Don't start, politicizing, and, start targeting some political parties out here, because this is a socialist country. So everything has its order, and, you're not a Vietnamese, and, so don't do that. Enjoy the beautiful country, but please stay off politics. That's my best advice, because it can get very scary and nasty if you do that. So trust me, don't do that. So yeah, these are the 5 things. These are the 5 things you should not do in Vietnam. So if you want to add something more, just put it down in the comment section below. If you like watching this video, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And additionally, you can buy me a coffee. The link is down in the description below. And if you're traveling around in Southeast Asia and you want to start a successful online business and you want to make passive income online, make sure to check the link down in the description below. so that you can, you can be stress free. I include a lot of remote working opportunities and also money making programs which you can join right away, and just start making money. Okay, so with that being said, you guys have a great day. This was me, Sue Joy. Peace out.